Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another edition of the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. Coach Show, we're glad we could be here tonight at Tully's first big snowfall of the year today. And I'd like to point out, first one to the front office today with my two-wheel drive Tahoe. So I'm going to toot my own horn there just a little bit. But first snowfall of the year, really meaning that we're in the, I would say, dog days of summer if we were playing baseball. It looks like we're getting into the dog days of hockey now with the snow coming in upstate New York.
That's for sure. We had a couple good stories coming in the locker room this morning. You know, D-Raz, he's flying down that Whitney Point hill a little too fast, goes in the intersection, but luckily everyone was safe and sound when they showed up to the rink. I think Q had a little mishap too in his big Denali, but yeah, be careful, drive safe, and winter's here.
Yeah, I'm sure the story from both of them was pretty long, especially the way that Q tells the story. It probably went on for a little bit, gave you the full play-by-play.
He rambled quite a bit. Yeah,
a little bit. I mean, you know, and that's coming from a broadcaster who loves to ramble as well, so very understandable. Last week we were able to celebrate Thanksgiving here. We had 3 games. But before we talk about the 3 games, I know after the Wednesday night contest, you said you were trying to get out of there in a hurry, and you were driving back to Philadelphia for Thanksgiving dinner the next day. How was Thanksgiving back home with your family and friends?
It was fantastic, and thanks to the off-ice officials for running over the game reports after very quickly so I could get out of there. I got back at midnight, which was it's kind of unheard of during the season. Usually it's like 1 or 2 a.m. if I'm heading back to Philly, but fantastic Thanksgiving. Can't say anything bad about it. It was awesome besides the driving back and forth, but yeah, we had a great time. It was awesome catching up with family and whatnot.
That's good. Unfortunately, you weren't able to stick around for the Black Friday football game for the Eagles that day. But
no, but we got to watch it on the bus, and
okay.
It kept us entertained going up to Watertown. But how was your Thanksgiving, Brooksy?
Really good. You know, big shout out to the Gross family for inviting me to go to their aunt's house. Shout out Aunt Linda and cousin Danny. They made great food. And Aunt Linda made an absolutely amazing apple pie for dessert. I didn't know we had dessert.
I love apple pie, yeah.
I went for a second helping of lasagna. Their family eats lasagna with their turkey, mashed potatoes, green beans, like all the regular traditional Thanksgiving sides. But the lasagna is like the curveball that they have, and it was very good. But apparently everybody looked at me funny when I went for that second helping of lasagna.
Oh,
like, I didn't know
you got a couple eyebrows raised.
Yeah, I did. And I didn't know that we had dessert. So then I felt like I was force-feeding myself apple pie with some vanilla ice cream on top. So it was absolutely great. And I went to sleep pretty early Thursday night after the football game got over with. And
that's
that
Thanksgiving for you.
Exactly. I think I fell asleep like twice during the game, and I forced myself to like stay awake. Because all the games turned out to be pretty enjoyable, at least for me, and I got to see Keaton Mitchell play for the Ravens.
Everyone in Gemma's household was rooting against the Cowboys, so that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
but
I can imagine.
Didn't work out.
I can imagine that. But last week, Black Bears had their first week of the year where they had 3 games in 4 nights. Now, the good thing is you're halfway done with that, because that's only going to happen one more time during the regular season, and that'll be New Year's Eve, and then the first weekend of 2026. So Thanksgiving, Wednesday night, and Saturday night you guys are playing at home, and then Friday night you guys were on the road up in Watertown. Quickly, one thing I was looking at when I was doing prep for tonight's show, I felt personally that there was a lot of similarities in the games Wednesday and Saturday, and a very different game on Friday night. Both games, you know, you could say rivalry games, one with Danbury being the divisional foe, and then with Twin City, the team that you've played in the finals the last 2 years. Both games, the road team gets up by a 2-goal advantage at some point during the game, and you guys are able to battle back and claim regulation victories in both games. Danbury, you guys were able to storm back, kind of ran one away with it with the third period. Twin City, a little bit of a different story, 4-4 going into the third period and win by 1. But overall, how would you assess the 3 games for the Black Bears?
I've really liked Friday night. I love the resiliency on Wednesday and Saturday night. So that was awesome to see. That was something we saw in previous teams in the past, that you're never down and out of a game. I really loved our Watertown game, especially. Dom did a great job in the first 5 minutes. I thought we were sleeping a little bit. Maybe we had some turkey legs going on, but we ended up salvaging it and figuring it out, and got to capitalize on the score sheet quite a bit. But yeah, they're both great games. I think Danbury's getting a whole lot better. They got a good forward group, so they have some threats up there. And then it's kind of the same thing with Carolina. They got some threats up there. I think their weaknesses are their defense, so we try to exploit that on both those teams. But yeah, overall solid. I thought we were a little tired on Saturday, but rightfully so. 3 games in a week, it's tough with a holiday in between. So hopefully the next time around and that New Year's week, we can have a little bit better of an effort, or maybe we're a little bit more prepared for it.
Yeah, special teams was a big factor over these 3-game sets. You guys were able to go 9 of 11 on the PK and only surrendering power play goals to Twin City. Unfortunately, they scored back-to-back power play goals.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought the PK has been extremely hot during this little 6-game win streak that you guys have been doing. I've noticed that you guys are on Thursday practices, spending a little bit more time on the PK. You mentioned to me a Wednesday night after the game, before you left to go to Philly, that maybe you're going to have to spend some time this week on 4-on-4 practice, because Danbury was doing pretty good at 4-on-4. But and then obviously power play now #1 in the league, where it's been the last couple of years. And obviously once everyone gets enough games underneath their belt, everything kind of levels out. And the power play is still showing that how dominant they are year in, year out. So what would you think the special teams was, or the production of the special teams coming alive here, especially in this last week?
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Like, it's the guys have been crushing it that are on those units. I think it took a little bit to get the PK going, but that just comes with chemistry and having our forward pairs get used to each other. Same thing with our D pairs. Yeah, they've been doing a great job, and we're trying to put as much pressure on as possible. We have these kind of go situations that are embedded in our room, the off face-offs, rebounds, stuff like that, that like you're supposed to go and put some pressure on them. If you can take away time and space from they're the other team's best players there on the power play, we're going to try to do that. The 2 goals that we let in, I just think it's about having heavier sticks in front of our net, boxing out, being a little bit more violent. And I don't mean taking another penalty on the PK, but having a heavier stick down low and just, that bottom hand and kind of winning those puck battles and boxing out, making it easier job for our goalie. But, yeah, power play. I think the power play just has a lot of pressure. We got a lot of good players on it, so they expect to score every single time.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. So I've been very pleased with the power play. Yeah, you'd like a little bit more consistency of ozone time and getting more of a shooting mentality, but I think they've been overall doing a great job, and we're going to get it up to 30%. So we'll see what we can do, but overall proud of the special teams effort.
Well, that's good. So the Black Bears did score 6 power play goals last week during the 3-game stretch. That averages to 2 power play goals per game, and currently sit atop of the FPHL with 25% success rate. So one thing that's really neat, and I'm going to give a shout out to Thomas from Fox 40, who brought this up today when he was interviewing you, and I believe that sports segment's getting ready to air here at the 6 o'clock news. So go to Fox 40's website, and you can see the interview with Coach Sherwood that he caught up with Thomas after practice earlier this morning. He brought up something that the team with the best power play in Binghamton is getting ready to take on Port Huron, who is the most penalized team in the FPHL coming into the weekend. Now, obviously, they have a lot of 10-minute misconducts from early stuff in the season, especially with Danbury at the beginning of the year with that hangover from last year's playoff series. So that it's a little bit of the skew numbers, but Port Huron does take a lot of penalties, and their PK hasn't been the greatest to start the year. You know, we're a fourth of the way through the year, and I just want to kind of rehash or give you the opportunity for you to rehash what you told Thomas earlier today about the opportunity for the special teams this weekend.
We'll be very happy if Port Huron takes a lot of penalties, because we want to go on the power play, and we want to take advantage of that situation. I think their PK is overly aggressive in the wrong ways, where they get caught out of position, so hopefully we can exploit that in some sense. But yeah, it's I think it'll get called a little bit differently in our building. Like, if you look at that last game that they beat against us, you know, we had 2 broken sticks off the open and draw. I don't think that slides anywhere else besides in your own home arena. So you know, if they want to get chippy with their sticks and stuff like that, and with the NHL rules in place, I expect the officials to call that. Now, if they want to play physical and, you know, drop the gloves, square up like that, we would love that. We love that style of game. Nice, clean physicality. But the stick work, that'll get them caught, and that'll get them in the box, and we'll be prepared on the power play.
What's the difference from a team playing chippy and then a team playing physical?
I think physical is like, wow, these guys really finish their checks. They forecheck hard. Where chippy is just like stuff behind the play, like dirty kind of, you know, stuff by the bench, stuff off the draw. Like, it's just, to me, not real hockey. It's like, all right, you're using your stick as a weapon. I'm not a big fan of that. But if you want to be actually tough, then like, yeah, drop the gloves or hit someone. Like, that's pure toughness for me. So I think Port Huron has a little bit of fake toughness. They like to drop the gloves, but I don't think they're that scary in any sense.
All right, well, Port Huron is in second place in the Empire Division. Right now, Black Bears are in first with their 15 wins and only 2 regulation losses. So going to be 2 exciting games coming up Friday and Saturday, especially Friday night, when we want to announce to everybody that we're having a Toys for Tots drive with partners with our friends from News Channel 34. So if you bring a gently used or new toy that's unwrapped and you donate it at the Black Bears game this upcoming Friday, you're going to receive a buy one get one free voucher for any home game in the rest of the month of December and to use in January as well. So please bring a toy to the game on Friday that we're going to donate to the Broome County Toys for Tots organization. Going to be a great time Friday night at 7 p.m. against the Port Huron Prowlers. So wanted to make sure I got that in there while we were talking about Port Huron coming up this weekend. And we got a lot of home games coming up in the month of December. We're going to get very, very familiar after this stretch with Port Huron, with Danbury and Watertown once again during the holiday season and the new year, turn of the calendar, all that kind of stuff. And not going to see a different opponent until we go to Winston-Salem in the second weekend of 2026. So going to bunk up here at home for a while, which is good, and then just short road trips into Connecticut and Watertown. But I guess around the holidays, that's probably not the worst thing in the world.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, the boys are going to have some mental fortitude. They're going to have a lot of repetitive games, but it's a good test for us. Like, you got to get up for every single game. Doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're playing the same team 4 times in a row, like, who cares? Just drop the puck. We don't care what time, what opponent we're at. We know how cold it is in Danbury. Those locker rooms are freezing. We've built up calluses in those type of places. So, yeah, but they're going to be hard-fought battles. We don't sleep on Danbury or Watertown. They're good teams. They're starting to get better throughout the season. I think especially Danbury with their forward group. But, yeah, should be a fun month, and it'll be nice being home for the holidays.
Yeah, it definitely will. One thing wanted to make another mention of is coming up on December 13th. It is a Saturday. It'll be the annual Teddy Bear Toss game with our friends at 98.1 The Hawk, benefiting the Crime Victims Assistance Center. So again, Saturday, December 13th, the annual Teddy Bear Toss night, which is a huge night in Binghamton. We had a great time last year. And then we had a great time counting the Bears the next week in the Black Bears locker room as well. Cam Clark, Dakota Bond, Dan Stone helped us us out with that. So it was a really fun time.
They're jumping in the piles and whatnot, right?
You know, that's half the fun is jumping in the pile of the teddy bears. I believe
think Tucker got in there too.
Tucker made an
I think he got
appearance,
in there.
and then he got lost in the pile.
Yeah, he looks like a teddy bear. You know?
Yeah, especially with that haircut. So teddy bear toss coming up on December 13th, 7 p.m. It is a Saturday night once again in Binghamton. Before we get to Emerson Emery, who's going to be our special guest tonight, I know we kind of ask you every single 2 weeks that we're here at Tully's about a weekly check-in. We're a quarter of the way done with the season, but you just made a big name signing in Kyle Steffen returning to the Black Bears this year. That got announced yesterday. Can you give the fans a little bit of insight on how that came to be and what that means for this team gearing up for the, I guess, approaching the halfway point of the season?
It's a huge pickup for us. So picking up Steph, we get a little bit deeper down the middle. We moved CJ to the middle, and it's not his natural position. And with Kirkby back and Steph coming in the next couple weeks, you really want to bolster up that middle lane. So you look at championship teams from NHL down, they have really good defensive core and they have really good centermen. So we're very pleased with picking him up. I'm happy Andreas did a little convincing with Steph, so that definitely played a part when he visited the town. So it was awesome having him help with the recruiting side of things. But I think the biggest part of Steph's game and what he brings to the table, he's got a lot of heart and competes. So we're looking forward to his forecheck presence and him hunting pucks and making other D-men's lives miserable. So it should be fun seeing him in the upcoming weeks. He won't be in this weekend. It's just you want to think about the long-term stuff and make sure these guys are prepared and ready to go for a long haul.
Yeah, I got to see him work out today while I was downstairs in the locker room talking to Aiden Burchard for a little bit. And
can I mention something real quick?
Absolutely.
So obviously, Q's been head of our strength and conditioning department. But now we have another guy, John Brown, who's been added to the strength and conditioning staff. So he was helping Steph go through his workouts today while we were on the ice. He had the stopwatch going, and he's quite the motivator. So just add another title to the glove technician, assistant equipment manager, Mr. 607, John Brown.
Yeah, I think every word out of his mouth today was screaming while I was in the locker room, encouraging Steph. So really funny to listen and look at. And when Steph finished his workout, obviously he looked pretty exhausted. Q put him through the ringer. 10
rounds, man. 10 rounds at 4 different workouts. It was hard. Yeah, for sure.
I read the board, and it's something that I'm really glad that I'm not playing professional hockey for. But I said, does this beat skiing in Banff? He said, ask me the same question when I have the Commissioner's Cup in May. And I was like, okay, I will remember. I remember this question. I remember this moment. And so hopefully in May I can ask Kyle Steffen how those workouts felt.
I like that answer.
In that moment. So that was really neat to see. You did mention it. Maybe you mentioned it inadvertently, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. You said with Steph not being available for the next couple of weeks and Kirkby coming back, is that a sooner or later timetable? What information can you give us on that?
We're just waiting on one more doctor's appointment, but we expect him back in the next week or two. So we're super excited for Tyson to be back in the lineup. He's been practicing a whole lot more, and he's been going through Q's conditioning camp as well. So he's down a little bit in the weight category. So we're very pleased with him, and I think he'll be ready to go. Either this weekend or next. So super excited to get him back in the lineup and just have his leadership in the locker room mostly. Like I really think the group misses his voice and leading by example.
Now, when you say he's been involved in practice, do you mean by a full participant?
Yeah, so the past week, I'd say he's been a full participant. He's been out of the tracksuit, but he did a great job on the coaching side of things. Like, He was basically running the forwards, and I had Q running the D, and I was going back and forth, relaying message, and they were relaying messages to me. So it was awesome to kind of see him in a different light of how he sees the game when he's not playing. And I took a ton of advice from him, and honestly learned a lot from Tyson. I hope he learned a lot from me as well.
That's awesome. Well, obviously everyone's really excited to see him back out on the ice, myself included. Tough for your captain when he has a season like last year, putting up all those points, and then, you get banged up the first game of the season. You have to miss a significant amount of time.
He's been going nuts. He's been going a little nuts, so
he's probably got
he needs
the itch
to get back out there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, hopefully we get to see Tyson out on the ice real soon. And then, as Coach Sherwood said, we've got a little bit more time before we see Kyle Steffen on the ice for the Black Bears, but is a signed member of the organization as of yesterday on Monday. And just think, they're not done yet. There's still some good things coming, and very excited to make some announcements later on when the time comes there. Coach, before we let you go, wanted to get your take real quick. I know that you're kind of involved with the Eagles fan base, but also I believe you also told me that your wife is a Penn State alum.
Yes.
And it looks like they're having a little bit of a hard time finding a head coach right now.
Who is it? The BYU guy?
Yes, said no. Said no as of today. I'm going to stay out west in Utah. And James Franklin took the job at Virginia Tech. I was on that from the get-go.
You knew that months ago.
On that from the get-go. Yeah, but now
you're my college football guy, so you're my reference.
But real quick, wanted to get your opinion on if you have
Let's go.
If you had any choice of anybody who's left for Penn State, who are you taking?
John Gruden. I think it's a little risky, but I love that guy. I love the way he talks, and maybe he just makes me laugh, but I would love to see him as a Penn State football coach. That would be awesome.
Oh, he said on a podcast today that he's always got his mind right to get back into coaching. He's doing the media thing right now, I think, to stay involved, but there's no doubt about it that he's a guy who knows football. He's probably forgotten more about football already than I will ever know. So I think he could be a great fit at a program. And then
there's a couple talks about Nick Saban too, but I don't know if that's realistic. Obviously, that would be the best choice, but I would love it if they picked up John Gruden.
I think John Gruden would be a higher probability than Nick Saban. I think if it would have been Saban, it would have already been done by now.
Yeah.
But I think John Gruden now, because if the BYU guy said no, times are going to be a little desperate. You probably don't know this, but National Signing Day is tomorrow.
No clue. Yeah.
Penn State has 5 commitments as of today because
Yikes.
a lot of people are decommitted, and a lot of people are now going to Virginia Tech.
Oh man!
So look out.
Can we get James Franklin back?
Yeah,
just for the
signings. Grass isn't always greener, and that goes for the administration sometimes, even rather than the coaches. But coaching carousel is really getting ready to kick up in the college football game. ECU is about to learn that, unfortunately, the hard way. I think we're losing our offensive coordinator.
What do you think about the Lane Kiffin situation? While we're at it.
Okay. Honest thoughts. And they got the reveal of the rankings tonight. This is the most important ones because it tells you what everybody has to do going into conference championship week to who's going to be in the playoff. Don't blame Lane Kiffin for taking the job.
Me either.
I don't blame Ole Miss for not letting him coach them in the playoff. I think
felt
both
like
sides
they should have let him ride that out. That's just my opinion, but he still gets a pretty good bonus if they make it past the first round. And,
that's correct.
If they win the whole thing. So
that's correct.
He's Lane's spoiled in a sense.
Well, I think just full transparency, I think you got into the wrong sport in coaching. You ought to see these buyouts that college football coaches are getting.
I did, yeah, big time.
LSU right now is paying 3 head coaches still. They're paying Ed Orgeron, Brian Kelly, and now Lane Kiffin all at the same time.
That's wild.
Yep, that's the beauty. All right, so that is Coach Sherwood's opinion on the Penn State football program and his opinion of the Binghamton Black Bears through a quarter of the way through the season. We will take a quick timeout, come back, and we will hear from Black Bears forward Emerson Emery about his new role with the team this year. He's going to be a second-time guest on the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show, and we're very excited to hear from the guy that they call E when we come back from this timeout right after this. This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals. Don't miss the top two teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over, get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting binghamtonblackbears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube. This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals. Don't miss the top two teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over, get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting binghamtonblackbears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube. This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals.
Don't miss the top 2 teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over, get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube. This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals. Don't miss the top 2 teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over, get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube.
Welcome back in, everybody. Tully's Good Times with Coach Showtime for our very special player guest. Had to correct myself while we were at break, thanks to Emerson. He is a first-time guest, not a two-time guest. So Emerson Emery joins the show for the first time ever. Thank you so much, Emerson, for being part of the action tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on. So
yeah, sorry it took so long to have you on. Definitely thought we had you in the bunch last year, but glad we could corral you to come on the show tonight. We're start off with some easy questions, and then we're really into the hard-hitting stuff, where you have to watch your answers later on in your little segment here. So a second year with the Black Bears here. Last year, obviously, being your first rookie season with Binghamton. So now that you're here at Tully's, you know, your sound's playing through the restaurant, and then for our friends and family watching on YouTube, just wanted you to talk a little bit about how your journey got to Binghamton. Like, how did Emerson Emery get to, you know, Binghamton? How'd that story come to be?
So I played college hockey in Westchester, Pennsylvania. After my final season ended, I was looking into going somewhere to play pro for a little bit. I always wanted to. So found out about Binghamton. My brother actually played junior hockey here for the Junior Senators.
Okay.
Back in like 2010. so I knew the area a little bit. I reached out to Coach Sherwood and came on a tryout, and here we are. The rest is history.
When your brother was playing for the Junior Senators, would you ever come to his? I believe they played a lot of their games over at Riverbend.
Yes.
So you would come up a lot for those?
Yeah, I came up a lot. My brother was a big fighter, so that was the exciting part of watching him. Yeah.
Okay.
So he averaged, I think, over 200 penalty minutes each year in juniors. So that was always fun to watch him drop the gloves.
So is that where you got your fighting experience from? Is having to deal with your older brother?
I'd say, yeah, we're 8 years apart. So he beat on me a good amount. So that's where I got it from, for sure.
Did you ever beat him?
Now I definitely could. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I believe they still have some Junior Sens banners hanging up in Riverbend. At least last time I went in, I saw something. I was like, whoa! It was like almost like an ancient artifact. Like it belongs in a museum now.
Yeah, it's they got a lot of history there. So.
Oh, that's awesome. So when you reached out to Coach Sherwood, what was that process like? Were you sending you like your demo tape, some game film, some practice film? How'd that conversation go with Coach Sherwood at the beginning?
Yeah, no practice film, definitely game film. I tried to mix it up, not just scoring and skill stuff like that, because that's not mainly my game. So it was a lot of forecheck stuff, hitting, playing the right way, all that kind of stuff. So that was mostly my film that I sent over.
A lot of grit and grind.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
right. Yeah,
Sandpaper
exactly.
guy.
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. You don't see a lot of those highlight tapes. Obviously, when I was sending my lacrosse tapes out, it was always just like, goals.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing attack, so everything was a goal. I didn't really have here's a 10-man ride highlight tape of us getting a turnover, or here's me drawing a penalty kind of thing. So definitely awesome that you have a little bit of a unique experience with that. It's not always diamonds, but you still have some good gems.
Right. It's important to have different parts of your game than just scoring. So.
Well, that's awesome. Now with your second year with the team, we talked about this a little bit earlier in the day, just to give you a little bit of prep work. How would you say that your role has changed with the team here from first year to second year? If you think if you don't think it's changed, then by all means, that can also be an acceptable answer.
Right. Well, obviously my position changes once in a while, and
that's true.
I've been on forward a little more this year than last year, but other than that, I don't know. I definitely feel more comfortable. I feel I have a little bit more of a voice, so just trying to be lively on the bench and games and stuff like that. So definitely feel more comfortable, and I just love being here. So.
Well, since we didn't have you on last year to really talk about this, why not bring it up now? So early in last year's season, Dan Stone got hurt in a game against the Danbury Hat-Tricks, and Coach Sherwood was looking for somebody to move back on the blue line and play defense, and you volunteered. You said you had some experience back in, was it juniors?
Junior hockey and some growing up, too.
Okay. So you spent, I would say, a majority of the year really on defense. Once you transitioned into defense, you were kind of a hybrid player. Well, we saw you a lot on defense. How was that for you, knowing that you really hadn't played defense really within the last 4 years, while you were in college, and you thrown right into playing a different position your first month of professional hockey?
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a shock because I trained in the summer as a forward that summer. But honestly, even from that first game, I felt comfortable. Just it was different having the ice in front of you and not kind of jumping around all the time on forward. But it was a nice transition. I felt fine with it. So.
Well, that's good. I like how you mentioned a different perspective, having the ice in front of you. Kind of from a fan perspective, when you sit in a different seat, or maybe you're sitting down on the glass versus then sitting up in the nosebleeds. Just seeing the game from a different angle, you can pick up on some different tendencies and perspectives that's going on. Black Bears 15-2-0 so far this season. What would you say your assessment of the team as a whole is so far?
I think we have a similar type of team for sure, and we've shown that we have resilience in the games that we've had, especially last weekend going down by 2 goals and being able to come back, just knowing that we have the team to do it, have the team to win basically every game. So the standard is still there. It's a lot of the same, but it's been fun. So
any concern about the amount of home games that the Black Bears have played early in the season compared to playing on the road so far? I know it's been a little bit of a weirder schedule this year compared to last year in your first season, where it was more of a split in the early stages of the season. But the Black Bears have played a good chunk of their games so far at home.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. We've played great road games. It goes back to just having the confidence as a team, knowing that we can win every game. So it really doesn't matter if we're home or away. I think we have a confidence as a group to win. It's definitely different. Last year I know we had a lot of Friday away, Saturday home. It's kind of flipped to start the year here, which took a little transitioning, but it's we're very confident on the road as well. So no problems there.
Nope, I completely understand. Just lost one game on the road. That was at Port Huron, and lost one game at home versus Athens. So pretty good record either which way that you guys look at it so far. Speaking of home games, Black Bears will be at home this Friday night and Saturday, 7 p.m. Friday night. We're going to have the Toys for Tots toy drive with our friends at News Channel 34. For the Broome County Toys for Tots program. So make sure to bring a gift and donate it. Receive a buy one, get one free voucher for any December or January home game. And then Saturday night, same matchup against the Prowlers. First time that we're going to see the Prowlers in Binghamton since last year's playoff series. What do you remember about the playoff series against Port Huron last year, Emerson?
Well, they definitely like to play a rough game. They try to, they try to get in your head. They try to bully you a little bit, but I think we can play through that any day of the week. And it's going to be a good 2-game series at home this weekend. I'm excited for it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but we're ready for them.
That's good. Okay, awesome. Ready and prepared. That's what you like to hear, especially from a player's perspective. Obviously, we hear that a lot from Coach Sherwood or Coach Quinville when here on, because it's their job to get you guys prepared. But when you take accountability as a player, to make sure you guys are prepared mentally and physically as well, that's a really good thing to hear. Transitioning a little bit away from hockey, what are some things that you like to do in your free time here in Binghamton? That can be back at your apartment, it can be going around town. What are some things that Emerson likes to do?
It's a good question. There's been a lot of movies going on in our apartments with me and Cam Cervoni, for sure. Like to game here and there, passes the time a little bit. But when the weather was nice, I enjoyed golfing with the guys. That was always fun, but it's a little cold now. We had the first snowfall.
Yeah, I think golfing might be done for us here for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I love the snow, so I can't complain. I am an avid snowboarder, but not during the season. So that's a thing for when I retire. But
it sounds like you guys could have snowed up in the Whitney Point area today, from the story that Coach Sherwood was telling us earlier.
Yeah.
So we talked about movies with Cam Cervoni. So what movie have you seen recently that you really enjoyed, or which movie have you enjoyed the most recently?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I'd never seen the first Anchorman, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, and that was really good. I love anything Will Ferrell, really. We watched Step Brothers a few weeks back. That's a classic. So
yeah,
I'd say those two are up there.
Anchorman and Step Brothers are like peak Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
So they don't make them like they used to anymore.
Definitely not.
But okay, so now that you've seen Anchorman, is Anchorman 2 on the doorstep?
I think it should be. It deserves to be. After the first one, it was good. So I think we'll have to tune into that soon here.
Yeah, don't wait 12 years for to go see the sequel. Are you a big stream a movie kind of guy, or go to the theater?
I'm more of a stream guy. I haven't been to the movie theater in a while. Yeah, mostly Netflix, Apple TV a little bit. So they kind of got it all. They kind of took over the game, huh?
Okay, yeah. Now, I was told to ask you this.
Okay. So
I'm going to preface it that this is not a Brooks Hill original question.
Okay, that's fair.
But somebody wanted me to ask what your thoughts on Landman are.
Landman.
Because apparently you guys have been watching that as well.
Yes.
Okay. Specifically, who your favorite character is. My
favorite character. Okay. Yeah, so it's coming out every Sunday now, the new season.
Yep.
No free ads, but I like a few characters. Can't go wrong with Tommy, though. I think I'm going to have to go with him. He's
Billy Bob Thornton's great.
Yeah, you can't beat Billy Bob Thornton, and his character in that show is great, just down to business, so I like that.
I think it's great, and coming from a guy who intakes a lot of soda on the regular, I can really identify with him being addicted to Dr. Pepper like I am with Pepsi.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that they, you know, display somebody who just drinks a ton of soda all the time, no matter what time of day it is. That made me laugh. But Coach Sherwood also enjoys watching Landman.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep. He brought it up to me last week. He said, "You ever heard of this show before?" And I said, "Oh, yes, I watched it when it came out." He said him and his wife had just started watching it, and they've been enjoying it as well. So I think a lot of the Black Bears hooked on Landman. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And season 2 is coming out, or is coming out right now.
Yes.
So have
Every
you started
Sunday.
season 2?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Okay. I have not started season 2 yet.
Okay.
Need to.
It's
Want to recommend to you, if you haven't seen it yet, Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone.
Tulsa King. I've
Yes.
seen I've seen advertisements for it, but I haven't actually watched it. So
Really good.
all right.
Really, really good.
I'll definitely think on that one.
And I love like the little Easter eggs that they have in Landman that tie Billy Bob Thornton back to Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
A movie that he was in the late 90s.
Yes, yeah.
Especially when they're at that high school football game in the first season.
That's okay. Yeah,
like
that's right.
that was the real school that the movie Friday Night Lights that he starred in was based off of.
Oh, really?
So I thought it was like a full circle moment that I thought was just really cool.
See, I didn't know that.
That's
Okay.
a big nerd thing from me,
No,
but
that's all
doesn't
right.
really have
That's all right.
anything to do with the rest of the show. Thanksgiving last week. Obviously was kind of sandwiched in between all the games for the Black Bears. What were you able to do for Thanksgiving last week?
So we actually had a nice big Thanksgiving dinner at Whitney Point with the guys that live there. Obviously, there's 8 of us, I believe. Everyone kind of brought their own dish. I was in charge of the turkey.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you cook the turkey?
So I got some tips from our athletic trainer, Corey.
Okay.
Apparently his wife's a chef, so that helped. But I
Definitely.
just first I put some chicken broth in the bottom of the roaster, some celery and carrots and an onion chopped up. Slapped some butter on it, a little Danos seasoning. Threw it in the roaster it took about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
And it came out great. The guys loved it. So.
All right, so Chef Emerson cooking up Thanksgiving dinner
heard it here
for the
first.
Black Bears. That was awesome. I'm very impressed. I thought you were just going to say, "Oh yeah, we got one from the grocery store and we put it in the oven."
Oh, we had to do it the right way.
Okay, that's really awesome. Is it it's a little bit obviously of a weird situation. I think me and you have this situation in common. Not able to travel home for Thanksgiving, be with siblings, parents, things like that, other family members. But you really find the guys that you spend a lot of time with up here. For you, it's the guys in the locker room and that you live with at the player apartments. And for me, it's people like in the front office that I've been introduced to. Really becoming like a second family.
Yeah, for sure. We spend so much time together, every day. So we're a family in all the sense of the word. So.
Do you guys fight like a family?
Once in a while, but that's part of it, So, not too much though. We got a great group.
No Thanksgiving arguments like some families will have.
No, definitely
Nothing
not.
like that?
Definitely not. No, it was a good dinner followed by some hockey stories. So, it was a good time.
All right, Emerson. Got one more question for you here.
Okay.
This one comes from me, not a fan submitted question, but actually no, someone did tell me to ask this. I forgot who it was. That's why it just came back into my head. Sorry. If you could trade places any day with somebody else in the Black Bears locker room, who are you trading places with and why?
In the Black Bears locker room, huh?
Black Bears locker room for one day only.
I mean, how could you not want to beat Tyson Kirkby? You know, that guy runs the place. So.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I hope he sees this.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure I'll hear about it if he does. So.
Okay, all right. So that's Emerson's answer. He would want to be Tyson Kirkby for one day. So, Emerson, thank you for coming on so much.
Yeah,
I hope it wasn't
great.
as bad as what you thought it was going to be.
No, it went great. It's my pleasure. So.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll have you back on, and then
right.
it'll be officially your second time on the Good Times with Coach show.
That sounds good to me.
All right, so that is the voice of Black Bears forward and sometimes defenseman Emerson Emery. We're going to take a quick timeout, wrap up the show. We got some very exciting details to share with everybody about some upcoming holiday events and all that and more. After this quick timeout, thank you again to Emerson and Coach Sherwood. We'll be right back after this.
This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals. Don't miss the top two teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over. Get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting binghamtonblackbears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube. This Friday and Saturday, the Black Bears are hosting the Prowlers for the first time since last year in the semifinals. Don't miss the top two teams in the Empire Division battle it out on the ice. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Join the Black Bears for a holiday party with the team at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort on Tuesday, December 16th, starting at 6 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled night with dinner, casino free play for those 21 and over. Get a coupon for our December 20th game, raffles, and one-of-a-kind specialty items along with the whole team. You must RSVP for the event by either scanning the QR code on the screen, visiting binghamtonblackbears.com, or call our office 607-722-7367. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube.
Big thanks to head coach Brant Sherwood and hybrid player Emerson Emery for joining me on the show tonight. Want to give a friendly reminder that the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be in the year 2026. So we're going to take a pause on Coach's shows for the holiday break. The next one will be January 6th at 6 p.m. It's a regular Tuesday night in January, and then it'll be the next time that we will be here at Tully's for the next iteration of the Good Times with Coach show. Got a lot to get to here in our must-read, so we got some slides coming up for our friends watching along YouTube, and then for everybody here in the restaurant if you listen closely. Toys for Tots Drive is this Friday once again in partnership with News Channel 34. Bring a new or gently used unwrapped toy to donate, and you will receive a buy one, get one free voucher for any home game in December or January with the Black Bears. That's Friday night against the Port Huron Prowlers at 7 p.m. Prowlers are also in town on Saturday as well. It's a two-game set against the Empire Division runner-up from last year. It was a great series last year in the playoffs, and we're very excited to welcome Port Huron back into our own building this upcoming Friday and Saturday. Then after that, we have the annual Teddy Bear Toss Night, Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m. Bring a stuffed animal or just a stuffed plush item, and when the Black Bears score their first goal on the ice, throw it over the boards and the glass onto the ice. It's going to be a big celebration. It's always a great time of year. The players help pick up all the animals and everything like that. It's going to be a great night, a lot of great pictures, and it's a way to help kids in the local Broome County area receive presents this Christmas. All the stuffed animals will be benefiting the Crime Victims Assistance Center right outside of downtown Binghamton. So big thanks to our friends at CVAC for partnering with us again this year, along with 98.1 The Hawk for sponsoring the night, and our friends with Town Square Media. Final thing that we have to get to tonight. If you haven't signed up for the holiday party with the Black Bears at Tioga Downs Casino and Resort, it is coming up sooner rather than later. It is December 16th at 6 p.m. Sign up online or go to the Black Bears office, or give us a call at 607-722-7367. You'll have a great dinner at the resort, team autograph and meet and greet session, and for all the fans who are coming 21 years and older, you will receive $10 free play courtesy of Tioga Downs. And they have great food anyway, so why wouldn't you want to go spend the holiday party with the Black Bears? That's coming up on December 16th at 6 p.m. If you're watching along on YouTube, you can scan the QR code on the screen, and then it's also going to be shown at the Black Bears games this Friday and Saturday. Big thanks once again to Josh Williams, our producer tonight, head coach Brant Sherwood, and Emerson Emery joining me on the show. My name is Brooks Hill. We will talk to you live from the arena Friday night for the Triple Cities Family Dental pregame show. Black Bears and Prowlers duking it out once again inside Vision Veterans Memorial Arena on Friday. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe out on the roads, and we will see you Friday.